Today is a continual development, continual fight to keep the CORY REC Center open. We have young people here who use this facility every day. We had over 14,000 visits in the last 4 months to CORY. It is used, it is important, and it's critical. We're asking Mayor Jackson to reconsider his call to close CORY. We believe you cannot close a rec center at a time when you're laying off police. That's right. There's a connection between recreation and the ability to keep our young people safe. And be able to go to another rec center is not legitimate because of the problems with gangs and other issues. But these young people come here for baseball, for boxing, for swimming, baseball, track, arts and crafts, everything, the weight room. And so we're asking Mayor Jackson to keep this rec center open. So we're here to keep this rec center open.
Keep this rec center open. Keep this rec center open. Keep this rec center open.
That's what we're trying to do. And so I'm gonna fight, continue to fight. I'm gonna introduce the pastor of CORY Church.
Yes.
CORY Church has been here since 1947.
Yes.
This recreation facility has been here since 1949. 1949 is when we first started having recreation where young people could come into this building. And since 1975, we had an agreement with the city of Cleveland to be the rec center in the city of Cleveland, and now they want to end that relationship, and we got to stop it. We cannot allow for the rec center to be ended here. The city of Cleveland needs this rec center. West Glenville needs this rec center. This is Pastor Robertson, and he represents the CORY Church as a whole. Step up.
When this rec center opened, it was open free of charge, and the numbers have grown over the years to such an extent that we were really serving the massive community. And it's with that, it's really about these young people that we have here, about their lives and what impact. It's really about these young people and the impact that this center has on their lives. It's not only about basketball and football, but it's about the arts. It's about dance. It's about a lot of things that happen here that really help to transform folks' lives. And that's what we are really concerned about. And so we are asking for reconsideration in terms of closing this particular center. Our numbers have continued to increase. They're not declining. They're not been erratic and up and down. And to think that someone would walk to another center, this is the place that they have been coming, and really it's a plea for discontinuation in terms of service to this community, which is what it's really about. It's really about.
Hello, my name is Coach Dave Brown. I'm the boxing coach of CORY Fight Club. The team has been in existence for about 3 years. We currently have about 30 boxers enrolled in our program. That's 30 youth that's off the street. And that's just one program out of the building. We need CORY to stay open, keep the crime rate down, and give the kids something to do.
All right.
Keep CORY open. 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 Keep CORY open.
What about the children?
What about
What about the children? We hear so much about everything else. We hear about economic, we hear about safety, but what about the children? What about the children? Let me hear the children say, what about the children?
What about the children?
Let me hear the children say, what about the children?
What about the children?
Let me hear the children wave their hand and say, what about the children?
What about the children?
Say, what about us?
What about us?
Look right here at camera and say, what about us?
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 Say, Mayor Frank Jackson
Do you use CORY? Yes. Tell them how you use CORY. Speak right into that. All right? Don't be shy. Just tell us what you do when you come to CORY.
Basketball.
You play basketball. What else you do?
Soccer. Dancing.
Hi, my name is Sheila Felton, and I used to be a recreation instructor here at CORY for 22 years.
All right.
22 years. Now, I want to know, what are the children going to do? They have taken all our grocery stores,
Right.
restaurants, everything from 105.
Right.
The children have no place to go.
Right.
At least they have some shelter. They can get food and play games and socialize with each other in a safe building instead of on the streets. We need this recreation center. Let's keep CORY open.
Right.
Let's keep
CORY open.
Let's keep CORY open. Let's keep CORY open. Let's keep CORY open. Let's keep.
We also have adults who come into CORY to do the aerobics. I want one of the aerobics instructors to speak.
Hi, my name.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Deborah Patton. I'm a aerobics instructor. I've been here over 20 years. And we have quite a few women and young ladies that come up to CORY for recreation. And we're not just exercising, but we're helping the mind. Because some of these ladies are so stressed out, they don't know what to do. And they come up here to CORY. So please keep CORY alive.
Keep CORY alive. Keep CORY alive. Keep CORY alive. Keep CORY alive.
Come on.
Let her pass.
I want to know what the city decides to do. Are they going to pay huge salaries to their administrators? Or are they going to cut the recreation centers and the services for our children and buy body bags? Send them to prison. Bury them. What is the choice? This is a positive choice. And it doesn't cost as much as all those administrators and managers down there and cabinet people. Cut some of them and save our centers.
All right.
All right.
I don't know why they built that new jail on 93rd and Quincy and want to shut this recreation center. What they want to go to jail instead of come here and have fun and play?
And learn.
You know, all the money they spent over there, it could have been going right into centers like this. Keep CORY open. Do
Keep
not shut
CORY
this
open.
recreation center.
Right on.
All right. We're going to come on, brother. You've been involved.
I'm going to say, for those of you who does not know, my name is Big Gia Star, former Eric Ware. I just want you to know, we are more concerned about these children here today. We want this center to remain open. Frank Jackson, I ask you, please keep the center open. Keep the center open. We need the center open for our children today. If you close up our centers, our children will be without, they could end up in prison, or they could end up dead. Thank you.
We're going to wrap up. We're just going to continue to fight and organize the community. This place has been here, like I said, since 1949. We are not going to let Mayor Jackson or anyone stop this and shut this down.
That's right.
We have people, former Mayor Mike White used to come here. That's right. We have so many people who came here. This is part of us.
Yes.
And we're going to fight, we're going to organize, and we're once again appealing to Mayor Jackson to reconsider, and not only to keep it open, it's time to put money into this.
Oh, yeah.
If you go through this place and you look in the weight room, you look in the other areas, there's no reason why these young people have to put up with the conditions within not only this rec center and many of our rec centers in the city. We need to make a commitment to recreation for these young people. We need to make a commitment to these young people throughout their lives. So let's start here. We're drawing a line. We will not shut down any recreation centers in this community. So let's continue to organize, and thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Keep CORY open. 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 children.
Save our 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 children.
All right, we're gonna be doing this off and on, continue, on and on. Next Monday at 7 o'clock down at City Hall, second floor of City Hall. I'm asking all of you to please come down, be there by 6:45. We're going to talk, the mayor will be there, his whole administration will be there, all the council will be there, and we need to send a signal about this, how much we care about this. You know, on last Monday they had all the skateboarders there because they just got a $500,000 skateboard park while they try to close this place.
Make sure you tell a friend and bring a friend.
Friends,
Bring an ID. And bring ID.
you need to be able to get in City Hall. You do need a picture ID. And if there's any problem with that, I'm going to give my number to Donna so that I can come down and bring you up. If it really lets you forget your ID, but please bring your ID.
Do we bring the children?
Bring the children.
Bring the children. Bring as many of them. Bust them up, y'all. Let's go.
Going down there, pay attention. We need to be going down there at least 200 deep.
Okay.
That's how bad it is, because I was down there at the skateboarders and they had at least 6 months and they only had 75 people, but they had 75 people that were committed and were there.
And loud.
And loud. And so what we're trying to say is we need at least 200. We need to fill the whole entire council chambers.
Right. Yeah.
And when the councilman gets up to speak, the key word for us to stand up is when he gets to talking about CORE.
That's right.
That's when you know we're supposed to stand up until he's finished speaking. But we have, if you don't, let me tell you something. The reason why they got the skateboard, because they feel like those people vote. Okay, I was at council and the big thing Councilman Polensik, when they narrowed it down, it was all about, well, your ward don't vote. Nobody's coming out to vote. But the bottom of the line, we have to start voting. You have to, you know, we got to take back our neighborhood, and it starts by taking back your house and making sure everybody in your house is voting. That's how it starts. That's how you take back your house and your neighborhood. You make them voters. If you're 18, you need to be voting. Because right now, the resources that are being terminated in the black community is because they don't see the numbers when they go to count the votes.
We have the buck stops with Mayor Jackson. He's the one who can keep it open. He's the one who's closing it, trying to close it. Yeah. So to understand that this is not about anything but one person saying, I want to balance the budget by getting rid of, other than laying off the other folks, closing court. Yeah. And that's a bad choice, and we got to make sure we move him off of that. All right?
Tell him to find another line item.
And so we are going to tell him he'll be there Monday night. He's going to see us up close and personal. But we ain't going to get up. We ain't going to talk about nobody's mama. We're going to be professional. But we are not happy. He's going to hear from that we are not happy about it.
And you need to start calling the mayor's hotline and talking about stop before now. You can start now, today, as soon as you get home. Leave a message. It's 664-2000. You need to be calling, leaving messages talking about don't close, Corey. This here is one of our community resources. You know, you children need to be calling, telling them we're afraid our lives will be in danger. You know, we have to. The one thing about when the wheels squeak, it's the one that get ordered. So we need to start squeaking if you want to keep this building. And not to mention, I don't know if you guys know, but once upon a time, 105 used to be called the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay? Once upon a time, 105 was the place to live.
Okay.
All right? And in case you ain't realized it, this is the only building that actually has people coming in it daily that is from the original Gold Coast that existed back when it was the Gold Coast. So if we've ever decided to pick up a fight and to fight about something, this is our direct connection to Martin Luther King. He spoke over there in the church. Our direct connection to Malcolm X. So we have to come, if we don't come together and save this rec center, we can say this summer our children will be genocided, and we have allowed it. So at this point, everybody has to take a stand. You have to, carpool. We need, the councilman cannot, if he'll turn around and there's nobody behind him and all of us ain't filling up them seats and standing around them walls, then he's lost the fight, because then they say, well, where's his constituency? Where's his constituency? So for us to come there and fill it up, that lets the mayor know that Councilman Jeff Johnson, his constituency is behind him. And sometimes that's all you need to see is your constituency, because remember one thing, one day you young people will be voters too. So your day gonna come to uphold the neighborhood and the fights for the rights that we deserve, okay? So we need you on Monday. Get down there. What time, Councilman?
Be there by 6:45.
6:45, 6:30. No, 6:30.
With an ID.
With an ID.
We're gonna fight to keep it open. Then we're gonna fight to make it better.
Right.
Okay, now before anybody moves, listen to this.
We're still the Gold Coast. We're just a little rough around the edges.
I know that's right. Yeah.
This is something I want y'all to know. I feel exactly how these kids feel right now today. For all you adults that have not heard me yet, I want y'all to hear me right now, because these kids feel exactly the same way. Don't nobody love me. Don't nobody cares about a lonely brother who's been doing the best he can to show all you people all over the world the righteous way for you to go and get your life together is through Jesus. The one I do adore is through Jesus. The powerful Son of Man is through Jesus. My personal Savior is through Jesus, my Lord.
All right.
Keep CORY alive! Keep CORY alive!
Keep CORY alive! Keep CORY alive!
Keep CORY alive! Keep CORY alive! Keep CORY alive! Keep CORY alive! How you doing? We're here at CORY REC Center, and right now Mayor Frank Jackson has proposed to close this center that actually services over 300 people daily, Monday through Saturday, seniors, children, adults. This is what we would consider a full-service recreation center, and I'm here with one of the boxers. Your name, sir?
Coach Kelly. Coach Kelly.
Coach Kelly, tell me about your program in this center.
We got a program to keep the youth off the street, free. You know, they come in and they can learn a lot of mental discipline, physical exercise, and they got scholarships available for kids now for boxing as well. This is one of our female boxers. She's the champ, 14 years old. She's the champ of the Cuyahoga region right now. She's fighting Detroit, Michigan this Saturday. So we're trying to, need some support and y'all help so we can keep everything moving, keep these wheels turning a little bit.
So, Coach Kelly, you could actually see that if this here center would close, would it affect this community?
It's definitely going to affect the community because all the kids will be out in the streets, nothing to do. We got like 40-some kids here every day, perfect attendance, so it's definitely going to affect and something to do.
And this is actually, it's a need too, because the children come here daily, and not only do they get the coaching, but they also get the social work services, the tutoring. This here it's part of the Gold Coast from back in the day when 105 was known as being the Gold Coast. This is actually the only original building that has continued to have people going in it on a continuous basis. And Coach, tell me what makes you come here and volunteer, because do you get paid?
No, I don't get paid. I do this from the heart. That's the thing about it. I do this from the heart. And by me doing it from the heart, that's why all the kids respect me. They'd rather be with somebody that's doing it from the heart as opposed to getting paid for it. So I enjoy doing it to keep them off the streets and to give me a sense of responsibility as well. But definitely, this is a historical place. It's historical. It's a known fact. And we just need y'all to keep these wheels turning and everybody stand together and see what we can make happen.
So, Coach, would you consider yourself making a difference in some of these community youth? And from this, I don't know whether you live in this community or not, but would you consider yourself not, sometimes we look at just our own kids, but would you consider yourself making a difference in another child's life that attends this here?
Most definitely. A lot of our kids, they look forward to coming here, and and we have a quarter where they got to keep their grades up, homework, so report cards got to get turned in. So it gives them some type of strive to want to do better.
Y'all motivate them to be better students. Okay, Coach. Well, if you could say one thing to the community or one thing to Mayor Frank Jackson, what would it be about whether or not to keep this center open?
Well, creativity brings on positivity. That's all I can say.
All right, I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you. How you doing, Miss Thomas? I'm sorry I was late. Well, listen, better for you to be here than not to show up at all. Now, you was late one reason because this is not your ward, right? You actually are a Ward 9 resident. Right. But you were concerned because some of Ward 9 children might come here.
They do come.
They do come here.
Yeah, my nieces and nephews come, and when the school is out,
okay,
my baby will be coming up here, hopefully for swimming.
Okay.
And I have been here.
Okay.
And my family they're always up here.
Okay, so you know that this here is really a community necessity.
Yes, it is. For here, around here.
Around here, because it keeps our children off the streets, keeps them from letting the devil have a workshop in their head.
That's true.
So if this center closes, it's also a hunger shelter.
It's a hunger shelter, a shelter for the homeless. We pass out clothing and food, hot food meals the last 7 days of the month.
Ooh.
That's right. Anybody can walk in off the street, go upstairs in concert hallway, get free meals at the last 7 days of every month. And the pastor even spoke about this Sunday about some of these young men he saw out here. And he walked out and he said, he asked them, what were they doing? I know you can't get them good. So I'm concerned about ward, all the wards.
Right, and that's where, and you know what? That's where we have to be. We have to be more concerned about all of our wards, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the ones where they're predominantly black filled. And we also, not only have to we be concerned about all of our wards, we have to hold our councilmen accountable.
I said, and the mayor.
And the mayor too, because right now, Mayor Frank Jackson, one of the worst decisions he can make is to close this rec center. Because what he's letting me know that he's committed to the plan to genocide 105 Ward 8, because Ward 8 was also hit with 4 schools being closed when they did the transformation plan. Right now, Ward 8, we are taking a direct hit from the city. Our tax dollars are still being used, still being galvanized and gathered. They're getting ready to put on a garbage tax. They want to have us do a water tax. The bottom of the line, we as the taxpayers, all they want to do is tax us and don't want to give us no services. So, go ahead.
We're also going to have a meeting about the water rate hike Thursday, 6 o'clock in Martin DePorres. And I wish everybody would come out because we need to send a message downtown. And I keep telling people, you don't say this about that one and others. This is a political game. And they have closed all the schools down from Ward 9 all the way over. And I have a problem with it. I have always had a problem. I'm not out here just because of that. Any of the black wards, and you know that we are in trouble, and it's all to get rid of the black mayor. So they open the door and say they don't have any room in the jails and in the prison, but yes they do. They make room for the black boys.
I see that. They make room for the black boys. Right there, they make room for them. Well, thank you, Miss Thomas, because we needed to know if there was any other residents from any other ward, and we want to thank you for taking the hike through the rain to actually say, hey, I'm committed to making sure that I'm going to come and have my little piece put on about same orders. Thank you.
You know, baby.
Oh yeah, you always out there fighting. You always out there with me. You always out there with me.